Walking for Peace. Would you please introduce yourself to the camera?
Hi, I'm Paul Haines. I'm from England, and I'm walking for peace from Berlin to Budapest at the moment, but I've been walking for peace for about 10 years now.
Yeah. And can you tell us what started your journey in Walking for Peace?
Well, it was a very gradual process of starting to walk and then finding a reason of why to walk. And through an experience I had in 2014 when I was walking through the First World War cemeteries, I got so emotionally involved in finding out the extent of the First World War cemeteries and how many people had died during that time. And it left a very strong feeling in me that I wanted to do something more than just remember the war. I wanted to do something to actively stop war, and so that those soldiers that died didn't die for just nothing at all. And it prompted me to want to do some work for peace and walk.
And what have you learned so far in your Walk for Peace that you didn't know when you started?
I think I've learned about the word peace. I hadn't really thought too much about the word peace up until the time I started walking, and I've discovered it's a very complex word, and it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So it means your own inner peace, the peace in your community and the peace in the world. So it can manifest in so many different ways, and I think that's I carry books with me that I ask people to write in, and the wide expressions of peace just amaze me, that constantly someone's providing a different view of peace or a different way of looking at it.
Mm-hmm. And have you figured out what peace means to you, or you're working with all these working definitions from everybody?
I think I'm still learning, really. I'm just, I have some opinions about peace, about how challenging a word it is, and how I feel it's at the core of everything. How that whether it's the faith that you believe in, whether it's the life you lead, it's very much at the core. I sometimes think about when a child is born, they're born into peace. And out of their life they encounter other things. So I sort of think, well, I'd love to think that you're always coming back to a childhood and seeing the peace that you were born into, and try to keep that going.
Yeah. And after all this time that you've been walking, what keeps you walking? What keeps you motivated?
I think the motivation is just the days when you're feeling, when I'm walking and I'm thinking, oh goodness me, this is hard, and then someone suddenly smiles or waves or something like that, something that makes you think, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. I'm having a connection with people.
These small gestures of peace.
It is, yes,
Okay.
yes, definitely.
Yeah. And do you want to just show the sign that you walk with to the camera so they can see what your visitors and people are? Yeah.
So that's what I wear on my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I have another sign that I wear on my back rucksack,
Mm-hmm.
and then I also have a flag. I haven't got my flag with me now, but it's a Walking for Peace flag that is interesting because I've used that the last 3 years, and it's been definitely something that people react to.
Mm-hmm.
That sometimes signs on the chest are something, but a physical flag is actually something that people actually respond to.
Yeah,
very much so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today, and that's all our questions.
Okay. Well, really nice to be here.